Welcome to Book Club. This is Vladimir Nabokov's novel Ada or Ardor. Trigger warning, this book contains incest and suicide. All right, we are going to start off here with Super Fucked Up Family Tree. As you can see, the main characters here, Van and Ada, are cousins. Aqua and Marina are identical sisters. So even more so cousins in my perspective, because basically their moms have the same genes. If you didn't know that about identical twins, and also Dementi, Van's father, is actually Ada's biological father. Dun 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 dun. Because, yes, Dementi was cheating on his wife with her identical twin sister. Aqua spent the vast majority of Van's childhood in psychiatric facilities in various countries. His family is very wealthy. They have nobility. I believe it's like their great grandparents are nobles. Anyway, in their ancestry, and alas, none of it works, and poor Aqua kills herself when Van is 13. Van goes to spend the summer with his Aunt Marina and cousins Ada and Lucette, and immediately falls in love with Ada, of course, because how else would it go? Chapter 9. Was she really pretty at 12? Would he ever really want to caress her, to really caress her? Her black hair cascaded over one clavicle, and the gesture she made of shaking it back and the dimple on her pale cheek were revelations with an element of immediate recognition about them. So poor Van is just hypnotized by his sister cousin, and she just taunts him with her love of larvae and poetry and exploration, and it's really cute. She's such a cute little tomboy, such a cute little bookworm, and he is a little scientist and a philosopher. A few months into it, they start things off. She gives him the first kiss, which I think Vladimir does to soften the blow of incest. But anyway, they quickly move to intercourse and are just fucking around like rabbits all over the mansion. They are up in the attic, in the boards of the attic. They are behind the raspberry bushes. They are in the barn. They are in the little wash closet in the hall, which at the time that they are having intercourse, they are ages 12 and 14, which with the family tree would put that at 1884. So very, very fancy having water closets and all in your house, and having more than one at that. They have a nanny or governess, maid, whatever she is, Mademoiselle Lariviere, but she is older, so she shouldn't be a mademoiselle, so she is a spinster. And Bouteron is their butler. Don't ask me why all of their servants are French. Just know that the author, Vladimir Nobokov, is fluent in several languages, and French is one of them. Speaking of, if you are not familiar with Nobokov, he uses several languages in, well, actually, I haven't read all his novels, but he has used them in all of his novels that I have read. And in this novel, he uses French, He uses German, obviously English, and he uses Russian as well. So little Lucette, who is 10, is starting to catch on and also has a little bit of a crush on Van. So toward the end of the summer, their excursions become harder to hide, and they are nearly caught a couple of times. Um, End of summer comes, and Van goes to the Cho's clinic to study metaphysics, and Ada goes to a girls' school to become a lady or something. So after summer, um, obviously things are a lot harder because they're not together as much, and Van runs into one of her friends, Cordula Dupre, and we find out that Ada is not happy with Van, which apparently is news to Van because Cordula had asked what he had done to her, like in a joking manner, and he was sincerely surprised. Um, that summer, they are back together, go back to school. Next summer, back together, and Ada has um, been flirting with Percy Dupre, who is Cordula's older brother, by the way. And obviously, this sets off a big ol' fight between him and Van whips his ass because Van is a boss. Woozah. So back to school they go, and Van is on a table tennis tournament like any normal 16-year-old. Sends a chauffeur to go get Ada, who sneaks out of the girls' school, and they have a tryst and several other occasions like that where they have fantastical, very rich kid romantic adventures and find ways to be together. But through this, Ada becomes more distant and cold and secretive, and Van is not innocent himself. He and Cordula actually end up being together, and he has many more indiscretions than Ada does, though at the time he doesn't know that she is cheating on him. And I don't think he ever actually tells her he's cheating on her. It's just not mentioned in the book. It's just kind of assumed that she knows, which, again, sexism is wonderful, isn't it? No, not really. But Vladimir Nobokov, um, I mean, he was literally born in the end of the 19th century. He died sometime in the 1970s. So I guess that's what you can expect for an author of his time. So 1888, and all is forgiven, and the kids are back at home at Ardis, and Van is looking for Ada, and finds out that she is off at a gynecologist because she thinks that she is pregnant. So he goes to the train station to go to the doctors to find her. As he's at the train station, she is getting off of the train and lets him know that she has gotten her period on the train. Thank God. But you, cousin baby. So, very sadly, their indiscretions and lies break them apart. Um, Ada, in her late 20s, marries and seems very happy. Um, Van is very successful in his work, but is not really ever happy, you know? He misses Ada. He was asked why then did he not let himself go? Why did he not choose a big playground for a match between inspiration and design? And with one thing leading to another, it was resolved that he would write his memoirs to be published posthumously. And so they are. He spends the last 3 decades of his life, four. So his 50s to his mid 90s, because Nobokov believes people live forever, and I believe he was like 79 when he died, so not really sure why he thinks everyone lives into their 90s. But they spent more than the 3 centuries that they were separated back together. And they travel the country, and they ignore all of Van's indiscretions. And Ada, of course, doesn't have any more indiscretions because that would ruin the story in all of the sexist books. I'm sorry. It just, double standards, man. So, anyway, magically, happily ever after. And Van and Ada die together in the 1960s, happy, old, and in love.